Once upon a time, in a remote village surrounded by green hills and dense forests, there lived a poor mother and her beautiful 17-year-old daughter. They were humble farmers who worked tirelessly on their small plot of land. Though they had little in the way of material wealth, their lives were rich with peace and happiness. The villagers knew the girl only by her grace and beauty, but her mother called her Lotus Princess, for she was as lovely and pure as a lotus flower blooming amidst the muddy waters. One day, the peaceful existence of the village was disrupted. 3 young brothers appeared from the mysterious jungle that lay beyond the village. No one knew where they came from, for the jungle was known to be a place of danger and strange occurrences. The brothers went straight to the home of the Lotus Princess and her mother. They demanded that the mother give her daughter in marriage to the eldest brother. But the mother and daughter were uneasy. The brothers seemed different, their eyes burning with an intensity that frightened the villagers. With an uneasy smile, the mother refused the proposal. The next morning, the brothers returned, asking again for permission to marry the Lotus Princess. Once more, the mother declined, stating that her daughter's heart was not swayed by their demands. Yet the brothers were persistent. They came back again on the 3rd morning with the same request. It was clear they would not stop until they had what they wanted. The mother realized that this problem would not simply go away. With a heavy heart, she devised a plan to send the brothers away forever. The mother gave the brothers a task. "If you want to marry my daughter," she said, "you must build a large pond in the middle of the village within 7 days. If you fail, you must return to the jungle and never come back." The brothers agreed to this condition, confident in their abilities. They set to work immediately, digging and hauling earth with a strength that seemed almost supernatural. The villagers watched in awe and fear, for they knew the brothers came from the feared jungle where, it was said, devils and dark spirits held sway. Days passed, and the brothers worked tirelessly. As the sun rose on the 7th day, a beautiful and immense pond lay gleaming in the center of the village. The villagers were amazed at the sight, but fear settled in their hearts, for they knew what this meant. The brothers had succeeded, and now the eldest was entitled to marry the Lotus Princess. That morning, the brothers stood at the doorstep of her home, waiting. Reluctantly, the Lotus Princess agreed to the marriage and followed the brothers back to the jungle. Her mother, heartbroken, placed a necklace around her daughter's neck. "This necklace holds a magic power," she whispered. "It may save your life one day." With fear in her heart, the Lotus Princess walked beside the 3 brothers, deep into the dark jungle. The trees grew taller and thicker, blocking out the sunlight. Finally, they arrived at a huge cave hidden in the depths of the forest. As they stepped inside, the brothers transformed into their true forms, 3 hideous devils. Their eyes glowed red, and their shadows loomed large against the cavern walls. The cave became cold and dark, and the poor Lotus Princess cried out in terror, calling for her mother, but there was no one to hear her. The devils made her a prisoner in the cave. She was forced to cook and clean, and whenever they went out for hunting, they locked her behind an iron door. The Lotus Princess, who had once been kind and free, was now trapped in this dark place. In the village, her mother, her friends, and even the wildlife that she had lovingly cared for missed her terribly. They feared for her fate as tales of the jungle and its dark magic spread among them. The 3 devils were not merely cruel, they had a darker purpose. They were waiting for the full moon, the night they would sacrifice the Lotus Princess to maintain their dark powers. If they did not, they would turn into stone and remain frozen forever. As the full moon rose in the sky, the devils prepared for the ritual. However, the Lotus Princess, though terrified, remembered her mother's words about the magic necklace. Summoning all her courage, she activated its power. A thick smoke filled the cave, and in the confusion, she managed to slip past the iron door and escape. It was the middle of the night, and the jungle was a maze of shadows and twisted paths. The Lotus Princess ran and ran, her heart pounding with fear as the devils pursued her. They needed to capture her before dawn, or their fate would be sealed. As she fled, the creatures of the forest, her old friends, came to her aid. Birds flew ahead, guiding her with their calls. Deer and pigs created diversions to slow down the devils. She followed the path shown by her animal friends, running toward the village as fast as her legs would carry her. The devils were close behind, their roars echoing through the forest. The first light of dawn began to creep into the sky. The village was in sight, but the devils were nearly upon her. In that crucial moment, the sun broke free from the horizon. A blinding light filled the jungle, and as it touched the three devils, they froze in place. Their bodies turned to stone, and they became three large rocks standing at the edge of the village. The villagers, who had gathered in fear and hope, erupted in joy as they saw the Lotus Princess return safely. They had a beautiful pond in the center of the village, and now, thanks to the bravery of the Lotus Princess, they were free from the evil that had once lurked in the jungle. The devils were gone forever, turned to stone by the light of the sun. The Lotus Princess and her mother embraced, tears of relief and joy streaming down their faces. The villagers celebrated her bravery, for it was her courage and the love for her people and nature that had saved them all. The pond became a symbol of their victory, a place where children could swim and fish without fear. The dark jungle was no longer a place of dread, for the evil that had resided there was now a mere legend. The Lotus Princess had faced great danger and emerged victorious, thanks to her bravery and the love that surrounded her. From that day on, she and her mother lived peacefully in the village, surrounded by their friends, both human and wild. And so, the tale of the Lotus Princess and her triumph over the devils was told for generations, a story of courage, love, and the light that can banish even the darkest of shadows. Please like, share, and subscribe for more stories. Thank you.